Hello. Putting my phone on do not disturb. Y qué más, qué más. Let me share this to my page really quick. All right, I think we're good. All right, we are live. We are live. So, hey. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Actually, sorry, no thumbs up. I have no idea what I'm talking about. If you can hear me, can you post in the comments to so I can see them? Post, help me out. I'm trying something new, so I'm streaming from a application, OBS Studio. So I'm hoping, let's see here. Hoping this is working. I see we have 2 viewers. Let's see if, can someone post? I just want to make sure the sound is on. Okay, I think it is working. I hear it on I shared it to my personal page. So hopefully the sound is on, and I hope someone can comment and let me know that the sound is on. But if not, no worries. All right. So let's see. Let me see if it's open in this thing. Nope, I don't think so. All right. So hello. My name is Kendra Atkins. I am the creator of One Right Effort. So if you guys are watching this as a supporter or a follower of my page, I definitely appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I truly, sincerely appreciate all of your love and support. I couldn't do this without you, and this is motivation for me to keep going. So I appreciate all of the support. So next couple weeks, I am super excited for next week. I don't have anyone set in stone yet for the interview, but the week after that and like the couple weeks after that, I'm super excited, going to be hearing from some dope ass people. So I mean, hey, be prepared. Yeah, so today's video, I have been telling myself I'm gonna do this for a couple of weeks. I think I might have did this a while back, but I thought it was just kind of fitting, and for the fact like I didn't have anyone scheduled, so rather than make excuses and be like, oh well, I have nothing to talk about, I was like, no, I do have stuff to talk about, so let's share that. So for today's video, I am going to be the person talking. I'm sorry, y'all, if you were not prepared for this, you're stuck with me. So, what can we say? Today, I will be talking about kind of 3 things. That's kind of my outline. So, I'll be talking about my journey, what inspires me, and then kind of my vision for One Right Effort and like what am I even doing these videos and everything for. All right, so we will just start it off here. My journey, I'm really just hoping that I'm almost positive you guys can hear me because I heard it on the video, but I hope this is working. So if it is, maybe you guys could give me a comment just to let me know that this is working. Okay, so yeah. So okay, it is working. Thanks, Dion. Lifesaver. What would I do without you? All right. Okay, so yeah, my journey. I would just kind of start. I wanted to start about like going back 5 years. I was driving the other day in the car, actually yesterday, and I was like, wow, it's been like 5 years almost since I've graduated from college, and that seems like an eternity ago. And it makes me feel like I'm getting old, y'all. I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. So, but hey, I always tell people, they're like, "Oh, I'm feeling old." I'm like, you're only as old as you feel. So, you're not old until you feel old. So, just feel young and you're going to be young. And hey, with age comes wisdom. So, yeah, just go for it. All right, so the last 5 years, I'll start back from like 2016 to 2018. So back in 2016 is when I graduated college. Go Cougs, supporting U of H. So I graduated from the University of Houston, and I started actually. I'll go back. I started at Prairie View, which was an HBCU, historically Black college university, and that's kind of where everything happened. I met some incredible people there. My best friend, literally, that I talk to all the time, I met her at Prairie View. So, like, without Prairie View, I would not have met these incredible individuals, and I'm so grateful for that experience. I went there for 2 years, and then I just realized, hey, I was seeking something else. So I transferred to the University of Houston. That's where I graduated from back in 2016. And I just realized I'm talking super, super fast, so I will try to slow down. Goals. I mean, something I'm working on. All right, so kind of like 2016 to 2018 was me freshly graduating college, finding myself in like my first kind of adult job role, just going to all of these clubs and activities, becoming like super involved. Um, but kind of like when I first graduated, I felt like such a failure because I didn't graduate with a job. Like a couple of my goals first was to graduate with honors. I did not graduate with honors, and I didn't graduate with a job. So I was kind of like feeling super down on myself. But at the same time, like now looking back and reflecting back, I'm like, wow, like you graduated from college. And I mean, I get it. That's not everyone's journey, but it definitely was something that it's definitely something that I'm proud of. And I know now it's just like kind of if I guess society, right? So we'll talk about society terms and in society's eyes, which we need to cut these stereotypes and break these stereotypes anyways. But kind of like, I don't know, graduating from college, to me it still should be like an accomplishment, no matter who you are, what background you come from, what family you come from. That's an accomplishment, something that not a lot of individuals do. So I'm super proud of that. But just graduating out of college, finding myself um, without a job, I kind of like those 3 months, I was just feeling like, oh man, like I don't know what's next. I don't know what the future holds, just like super kind of lost in that experience. And then I finally got a job role, and I was working for a nonprofit in Houston. And I really enjoyed the organization, the mission of the organization, but I necessarily wasn't enjoying exactly what I was doing. And I think that if you do realize that you're not happy in your job role, or you're wanting something different, I think even though you may be comfortable in that position, I definitely would encourage you to kind of take that leap of faith and look for what's next, right? Because if it's not fulfilling your needs, and if it's not it's so hot in here, y'all. You might see some sweat drops from my forehead. But if it's not fulfilling you internally, then I think that you just have to suck it up, take that leap of faith, and find your next step. So, moving forward, well, actually, I'll back up just a little bit. Sorry, I have this organized on paper, y'all, but you already know I'm all over the place. So, kind of 2016 to 2018, a couple things I wanted to mention. I like just immerse myself in different groups and clubs. I was heavily like involved with my sorority, Theta Nu Xi, which is a multicultural sorority. Shout out. And I was just like super involved with Theta Nu Xi, super involved with Toastmasters. It's a public speaking group, and I definitely found myself improving in my public speaking when I was going to meetings. And now I'm like, wow, what are you even doing? So I'm recently enrolled back in Toastmasters. If you don't know what Toastmasters is, or you want to find out more about Toastmasters, just ask me and I'll be happy to share my experience. Definitely has encouraged me and helped me build confidence and has helped me become a better public speaker, even if it might not sound like it right now. But yeah, so okay, so yeah, so Toastmasters, Theta Nu Xi, I enrolled in a Citizens Police Academy, which was super cool. And I know everything, kind of this debate with policing and everything right now, it might be everyone has their own viewpoint, but for me, it was a great experience. I kind of found um, out a lot about what I'll speak specifically for the city of Houston, Houston Citizens Police Academy, because um, I just didn't realize that there was so much going on kind of behind the scenes. So I was appreciative for that experience. And I ran a half marathon. Going along with that, I just wanted to share a quote. And then I'll share the quote and then I'll kind of back up and explain a little bit. So strength doesn't come from what you can do; it comes from overcoming the things that you thought you couldn't do. And that is simply from Google. I don't know who said this quote, so I would give credit because I always, try to give credit where credit is due. But yeah, so the whole like thing with the half marathon, I felt so accomplished after running it simply because I always told myself, "Oh, I have asthma. Running is hard for me. I don't really enjoy running, so I can never do it." If there is something you want to accomplish, no matter what, I don't know, what medical kind of restrictions someone has put on you, or no matter what kind of mindset you have to overcome that and simply just break that barrier, break that down and say like, hey, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it. So I was feeling proud of myself for that accomplishment as well. And then kind of at the end of 2018, I started feeling kind of nervous because I was getting ready to take on this new journey that I wanted so bad, but at the same time, I was so scared. Scared of leaving my family, scared of moving to another country, and just like super scared of the unknown, right? Like we tell ourselves all the time like, oh, it's okay, I don't really know what's going to happen, but like when you're actually in that situation, um it has a different feeling. So I was just kind of like scared but also super excited for this next journey that I was about to take. So moving forward to 2019, I left for Paraguay in April 1st, March 31st, you could argue. Yeah. And I left for Paraguay, and Paraguay is a country in South America. If you follow me, you follow my journey, I'm sure you have heard me talk a little bit about Paraguay. But I was so like just so in love with everything about my experience as a Peace Corps volunteer, experience in Paraguay, in this new country, in this beautiful culture that, first of all, like, how many people even have heard of Paraguay, right? Like, not that many. But it was such an awesome experience and something that I will definitely like hold in my heart forever. So a couple things um, that I wanted to talk about, my experience like living with the host family. This family didn't know me, right? But they like brought me in, took me in as like their own family, and showed me this like love and compassion that, I don't know, I guess it's probably more common. I guess it wasn't really something that I had ever experienced or really heard about. So it was just really like a brand new experience for me. And it just really showed me that, like, even if you don't love, even if you don't know someone, you can show them compassion and come from a place of compassion, and just show them like, hey, you're human. We all go through these same experiences, even if we don't speak the same primary language, even if we don't come from the same family background, even if your skin might look might be a different color than mine, right? Like we are all human at the end of the day, and I think just having someone show that love and that compassion towards me made me like just a more well-rounded, more compassionate person. So I definitely love, love, love my host family, and still talk to them, and yeah, and then just like the whole nature aspect of Paraguay. It's such a green country. It's so so hot, which if you know me, you know I love the hot. I am I'm like sweating right now, y'all. You probably yeah, but I really like the hot weather. I hate cold, and I don't like snow. I don't like anything to do with cold. So I'm okay with the hot. Like my um other volunteers were like complaining like it's so hot, like what am I gonna do? And I'm just like, oh yeah, it's hot, but we'll survive. I would definitely be rather be hot than cold. And it was an experience that helped me find what I was passionate about, helped me find what I wanted to do, or what, like what I enjoyed most. So over there, I was doing some projects, and the projects were very like community focused, right? I was a community economic development volunteer. I was constantly trying to get people involved in different projects, and teaching different courses, different classes, just being involved, like hands on with people. And that is what I found that I'm passionate about doing. I cannot sit behind a desk like 9 to 5, or I can't. Um, can't just sit down like all day. I like having the flexibility in a work structure. I like being up, moving around. I like talking in front of people. I like teaching. I like being immersed kind of in that community aspect. So just being over there helped me really find what I was passionate about. And yeah, just I could kind of go on and on and on forever. But those are just kind of some of the notes I had. So, and I'll back up. So being, not to say like every experience I had and every day I had was a great day, because there was definitely some challenging times, just like I said, being away from all the people that you have spent the all of your life with, your family, your friends. Like you're in a different country, you have to make new friends, new family, but at the same time, like you're still missing the people that you have back home. So there were definitely challenging times, but really what helped me stay, I would say like stay grounded, is just like trying to communicate with people from back home, as often as I can, right? But still creating those boundaries and limitations, right? Because you want to be immersed and involved in your community there, but you also want to still have those ties with your people from back home. So, um, just kind of staying connected, doing things that I like. So I was doing yoga here, bringing that over there, and still, just still kind of trying to balance or trying to incorporate your everyday routine that you might have had back home, into your new life and your new routine. So that really helped me. Yeah, so everything, it just seemed like everything was going so good. I was about to kind of do all these different activities and projects that I planned out. I was loving my new house, my new host family, just kind of loving everything about what was going on in my life at the time. And then the big C came, the big C, COVID. So yeah, so literally like it was what, February, March. I had February, I went on a trip to Brazil, had that great experience, and then like came back, and then like all this stuff happened, COVID. And with that, it was just so, I like everyone had this experience, right? Like this unknown, this everyone has their own COVID story, their own COVID journey, right? But for me, it was challenging. Like I wanted to be back here with family and friends and have that kind of support system that I knew existed. But at the same time, like I wanted to still do everything that I had set in structure and set in place. And like knowing like this was not going to happen, and everything that had like literally worked for and built up and relationships that I'd formed were kind of like just down the drain and like for nothing. Um, so like coming back here, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Transparent Thursday. No, so like just coming back home and like every like just dealing with the challenge of like this whole like pandemic and just being in the house. Like I'm not an in the house person. I like to be out and about, and I'm like most of us, right? Like so that was just a challenge in itself. And then just having like these feelings of like, oh, like what's next? I was expecting to be doing that for like a whole nother year. Like what should I be doing, and like not knowing. And I know like a lot of volunteers have also had that same kind of feeling, and just people who like lost their job or like got laid off, got fired, like everyone everyone kind of was feeling the same, I feel like. But or not but and we know this time was challenging. So yeah, 2020, like literally I have it like marked on my paper like the toughest year ever. So challenging, y'all. Um yeah, so in addition to kind of that feeling, I was just trying to keep myself busy, like trying to do like different workshops and go to different like lessons on Zoom, and trying to like navigate this whole um new kind of like space that we were in. And just also I am like a continuous learner, so trying to um, learn new things. Like I did this like teach English as a foreign language course, which I was like, oh, okay, like I was a volunteer over there, I think this would really help me. So I think even I'll like try to take a break from everything that I just told you. I think I say all this to say, like, I think even in the toughest, challenging moments, we have to find ways to navigate them. And I think for me, my way of like navigating through this challenging time was to try to learn new things, because I think we can never like stop learning. We can never know enough. We never have enough knowledge. So just trying to do all that during that first kind of period of 2020. And then, yeah, so then, I, um, about like mid 2020, I actually found out that I was going to be a mom, and that I was pregnant. So it was like just a whole like um, new like world that I had never imagined during this time frame for me. And then moving forward, about like a month and a half later, I actually found out that I was going through a miscarriage, and it like, huh, I'm not gonna cry. Let's hold my composure. It was definitely like one for sure. Actually, not one. It was definitely the most challenging thing that I've been through this far. But through this whole process, I was super grateful that I had like such a strong support system. So like having my mom here and actually like living in her house, having her like constantly there for me was such a like great support. Because if I had to go through that journey alone, or like just like in a different space, I don't know like the outcome, like what that outcome would have been like. um so I think that like God, or if you don't believe in God, like your creator or whoever you think, like even if you are suffering through something or you are in a challenging moment, like they know what position and what space to set you in to move you to that next level. Like if I would have been, in my apartment in Houston, or like, in Paraguay when this happened, or anything like that, like that would not have been the space for me. So anything that you're going through, any challenging moments, like I think there's always a lesson to learn from them. But at the same time, like I feel like um God or the creator, whoever you believe in, like has you going through those in the space that you need to go through them in. So yeah. Um, and then also I just have here like no matter what you're going through or like what challenges or obstacles that you are facing, like just know that you're not alone. And I think that's something that I have been learning this year for sure because um like just going through that whole process on I felt like not that I was alone because I had people that were there for me and like could support me. But I think it's like super helpful to try to like I wouldn't say like just put all your business out there or like put everything on the table, but I think it's super helpful to share your journey with others because you never know what people are going through at the end of the day. Like I could I could like come off as this like happy person, but on the inside like I am like breaking down, right? So like just by sharing your journey and putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, like you never know who is going through that same situation. Um so yeah. Um in addition to that, like I don't want this is like I'm not saying any of this to like make you feel bad for me or like whatever. I'm just like putting it out there because um like I said, like I don't know who's listening and I don't know who this is able to impact. So yeah, we're not in this journey alone, y'all. We got each other, community. So yeah. In addition to the 2020 struggle, I got COVID twice and I like I said, I think there's a purpose and everything for every like there's a lesson out of everything and a purpose for everything that you go through. For me, like the first time I got COVID, I was just like I wouldn't say I was like one of those people like, oh, I just think COVID is like this made up conspiracy theory or anything like that. But like the first time I got COVID, I was just like it just seemed like a regular like cold to me. So I was just like, like yeah, COVID is bad. Like, I understand that it's killing people, it affects people in different ways. But for me, it wasn't like that bad the first time I got it. The second time I got COVID, y'all, like, I thought your girl was not gonna make it. The second time I got COVID, I didn't need to be like hospitalized or anything like that, but I was definitely a person who suffered from like these whole like long COVID term like this if you Google like long COVID or different effects of COVID, like I was definitely that person. Like I had brain fog. I was kind of thinking like I was delusional. Like I was thinking that there would just be like certain times like I would kind of just like during this period of time, like I would say over 2 weeks, that I just did not feel like myself at all. I was like, am I like going crazy? Like, what's happening to me? And it was very, very scary. So, COVID is not a conspiracy theory. It's not fake. It's not made up. I mean, I don't know how it got formed, how it got created. You can believe what you want to believe, but I know that this is like not just a hoax, right? Like, COVID is real. I'm vaccinated. I encourage y'all to get vaccinated. If you don't, that's your choice. Everyone has choice, but like I said, I definitely do not want COVID again. And let's just be safe out here. Like, let's be respectful of everyone and everyone's choices, everyone's decisions, but at the same time, like, be respectful of your community because at the end of the day, like, that's all we have. So, yeah, 2020, let's move forward to something more exciting. So 2020, at the end of all this, like I realized that I could not feel the same way I was feeling in 2020 and I needed to figure out how I could feel myself again and feel like this happy-go-lucky person that I was. Through that process, I went through I began counseling, therapy, counseling, whatever you want to call it. I was really scared about that process because I even though like I'm an educated person, I understand like that therapy does not make you crazy or anything like that. I still had these like underlying feelings of, oh, if I go through this process, like I'm gonna come out like I don't know different on the other side, right? And yeah, I did come out different. I came out better. So I'm a strong advocate for therapy, like mental health is real. If you can't afford therapy, which gratefully I'm thankful that it was covered through my place of employment. But if you can't afford it, like try to find some way to, if you feel like you need it, if you're someone who's willing to take those steps, willing to go through that process of self growth and self help, like find a way to make it happen. Like save all the money you can. Some therapists work on like sliding scales based on your income. um just like be your own advocate, right? So throughout this whole journey of attending sessions weekly, like I found that I was coming out like better on the other side. Like there's something that happens just when you're able to share your experiences with others. And I think you can share your experiences with your friends and family like all day, but I think it's like different sharing your experience and your stories, your hurt, your challenges, whatever, with a professional, so a licensed professional, and also like a stranger. It just feels different. So I definitely advocate for that. And if you have any questions about any of that, I would be happy to. Of course, like I'm not gonna share like my you know confidential stuff. I don't know if it could be confidential. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to know about my journey through that, just ask. I'll be like willing to share that as well. So yeah, so then I kind of like noticed like, hey, I'm starting to feel back like who I was before, and stronger and better throughout this whole process, trying to connect more with my faith and knowing that I couldn't do this alone. Like I believe in God, so like that is the like that was the answer for me, and just kind of staying on that track, that journey as well. And 2021, I was thinking in my mind like, oh man, this is starting off like 2020, like it's not looking the way I wanted to, but is I think like I had to shift my mindset. I had to get out of that headspace, and I had to start thinking positively, start um doing things and setting goals and steps that I knew would take me to the level that I wanted to go. So um things are definitely looking brighter in 2021. Like we're halfway there. Like we're halfway through 2021. Where the heck did 2021 go? Anyways, we're in June. But just getting out of that like negative poor me, like headspace, and moving into this new headspace and this new just a new like journey, new exciting person that I know that I was, that I am, that is still in there. And things are definitely looking brighter. I'm super excited about what the future has to come. I'm nervous. I'm still one of those people that are scared of the unknown, but I know that things are going to be all right, y'all. Like I personally think my journey is already written, and I think my ending is beautiful. So yeah, so things I'm looking forward to in 2021. I am going to take a test next month to enroll. Well, I take the test. I can decide whether I enroll, but we'll take the kind of first preliminary steps to teaching. Um, and then I have been in this journey of real estate. I am a licensed, well, actually, I submitted all my pre-paperwork to be a licensed mortgage loan originator. So once I am actually licensed, y'all will see me posting about that on my personal page. Um, but working in a joint venture partnership currently with two of my amazing partners, and this journey has showed me that patience is real. The real estate game is real. It's challenging, but you just have to stay persistent. And I am super excited about I'll save the best for last. Just I've been so consistent on in my exercise journey. So shout out to Massey Arias. I am like about to complete 7 weeks. The program is 8 weeks, but this is like the first time that I have actually like stayed consistent on a full like exercise plan, and I have noticed some great results. I feel great, and sorry, I definitely just stuttered. I have seen great results and I'm excited to continue on that journey. Just staying consistent in my spiritual journey, keeping consistent on prayer. One thing that one of my friends does that I was just actually talking with someone this morning about is like I have a friend who's like, um, yeah, like, can I pray for you? Or like, can we pray together? And I'm like, I need to get to that level. So that is definitely a goal that I have, is just like being more outwardly spoken about my faith and my journey, my spiritual growth journey, and being more vulnerable and more willing to just pray for people on spot. So that's something that I'm excited about. And then one right effort, y'all. One right effort. So yeah, so one right effort. I'm excited. Yeah, so moving into kind of this last part of my little speech or dialogue or whatever you want to call it, is my vision for one right effort, and like what am I even doing? Why do I like doing it? All that good stuff. So, um my purpose statement for one right effort, and if y'all have watched any, well, actually not like any, because I don't know if I started it like until a couple videos ago, but just trying to build up one right effort, building it to the place that I know that it can be if I'm consistent with my journey, and just learning about so many things I didn't know about before, such as like video editing and how to live stream videos and add a logo and just stuff like that. That's like, wow, once you actually do it, you're like, that was kind of simple, but the process of doing it is what's challenging. So yeah, that, and yeah, so my purpose statement. The purpose of One Right Effort is to bring light and shed awareness on people living out their everyday passions, putting their best foot forward in whatever business, art form, or just aspect of life in general that may be. Okay, that sounds cool, right? But basically, I just want to talk with dope ass people and showcase dope ass people who are doing what they love doing, or not, no, not or doing what they love doing. And by doing this, my hopes is I can bring the people who follow me, or bring the people who know me and are in my network, to these people, and then um, bring these people to my network. Because, for example, like, I don't know, some people that I may be surrounded with may never have, I don't know, heard of candle making, or may never have known how to, what is the process of that someone may take to make a beat, or uh why someone is inspired by making music. Oh, maybe they're inspired because they lost their family member and that was the only way that they knew how to get through that process. So, just kind of like creating this dialogue, creating this space for people to exist, and people to exist in their fullness, uh their whole self, to kind of shine through with what they do. And kind of the selfish desire in me is just to be able to reach out to these people, and like, I don't have to ask as like, "Oh, can I just talk with you because I want to know what you do?" No, I would like to interview you because I have a brand, right? So kind of that's also like a little selfish plug in there. But I just want to learn and know about people and connect with people, because I truly think by connecting with people and learning about people, that is how we grow. That's how we stay um happy. I don't know. There's no other word for it. So yeah, and that's kind of what I have for that. So the next couple weeks, I have some other people lined up, maybe like a couple weeks out, but next week, I'm not sure. But basically, I am going to start promoting these videos, these interviews. Hold me accountable, y'all. It's hard to stay consistent. It's easy to be lazy. It's hard to be consistent. But we got this. I am excited. I hope y'all are able to learn something from this. I hope I'm able to learn something from it. I not that I hope, I will. And I'm excited for this next journey. I need one thing I want y'all to hold me accountable to is actually updating and creating this website that I've been paying money for because I've had this onerighteffort.com website for ages and it's literally nothing there. So that's something that I have to work on in the next like month or so. Actually, let's say next month. Let's create those. I'm putting it out there. I'm manifesting it. We got this. Hold me accountable, y'all. So yeah. Let's see. Um, a couple of other. I'll back up. Kind of this is just another about Kendra spiel or speech that I had said before, like what inspires me. Seeing people smiling, seeing people laugh, seeing people happy, seeing people do what they love, being outside, being in nature. I just went on a hike with some cousins that I had not spent time with in a while, and just being outside, being connected with, like, being around water. There's something powerful I think that happens when you're around water. Um, I just went on a drive with my mom that I really enjoyed, and that was like through nature. So I think you have to do what you love and do what inspires you, do what sets your soul on fire. Find that and run after it, and don't let anybody else stand in the way. Don't let any obstacles that society has thrown at you or that you have put on yourself. Don't let anything come in the way of finding that true happiness, that true joy, and also understanding that that is going to look different every day. We are not robots. We are not self checkout machines at Walmart. We change, right? So like one day it might be a good day, other day it might be, a not so good day, or it might be a little bit more challenging. But being mindful of this, being aware of this, being okay with this, and just knowing that at the end of the day, like, as long as you put your best self out there for whatever that is that day, putting your best foot forward out there for that day, and knowing that at the end of the day, like, what more could you want? What more? I don't know. Um, what more is there, right? Like, that's all we got. So, being your best self that you can be each day, and knowing that's going to change, and then loving on yourself, caring for yourself the way that you love and care about others, y'all. Like, I could go on a whole speech. But yeah, now I know there's like four people here still. Is there any questions that y'all have, or is there anything that you want me to cover? Anything? I'll just stay silent. Oh, there's one little kind of like exercise that I wanted y'all to do with me if you're down, if you're excited. So yeah, I would say about like 2 years ago now, I went to a laugh yoga class. I had never heard of laughter yoga. It was actually something that was like um something that was a part of a vegan potluck that I went to, and I used to be vegan. That's a whole nother journey, a whole nother spiel. But yeah, so I went to this potluck, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing laugh yoga," and I was like, "What is laughter yoga? Never heard of that." But it was so fun, and it was just something that gets your blood pumping, your blood flowing. Um, yeah, so I just was like, "Oh, let me look up like a short exercise that maybe I could do with these people." So I can't see you obviously from your house, but I am trusting that you're going to be doing this silly exercise with me, and yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, I just found this from YouTube. Her name's Celeste Green. Her account is called Laugh Active, and yeah, laughter yoga, y'all. So she's like a certified laughter yoga teacher. But I'll end on this. We'll end with a laugh, and then if since y'all don't have any questions. If you have any questions, if you um want to know anything else that I didn't cover, feel free to reach out. I have no issue sharing anything about my journey. Like I said, I'm super transparent. I feel like this is how we grow together. We have to be vulnerable. We have to put ourselves out there on the line because you never know who's going through that journey with you. So, yeah. Um Laughter yoga, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. So basically, she was just saying like wave, like so pretending like you're waving, and then you just laugh. And so, hey. All right, guys. Going out on a high note, I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Like I said, I putting myself out there on the line, and I hope that I was able to share some sort of story with you that might have inspired you, might have caused you to look at your neighbor differently, your life differently. I hope that I caused such a big change in your life. No, I'm just kidding. But like I said, I'm just putting myself out there because I think being vulnerable, um, by being vulnerable, you are able to, in some form or fashion, cause some sort of ripple effect on someone else. So I appreciate y'all for the love, for tuning in, and tune in next week. I'm super excited about next week and who I may or may not be talking with. And then for the week after that, and do you have anything for the week after that too? So yeah, all the love to you, peace and blessings, and have fun.